Well, we have a short one today, which is perfect for a Sunday. Get yourself nice and comfortable. Get yourself nice and comfortable. We shall get started, shall we? I think, not sure if my friend is watching. I assume she is. But yes, we shall get started today with the 3,110. Awesome shirt, thank you. I went to a samurai exhibit today. Yesterday was fine. Yesterday was fun. Had some good food. Watched David Attenborough, The Blue Ocean, and did you guys know? My God, David Attenborough this year turns 100. I don't know why. I just never like thought about the fact that he is like, because like the idea that I watched like his docs like 10 years ago, and then I have to realize like, oh yeah, he was in like his late 80s, early 90s when I watched that. That is crazy because for some reason in my head when I watched his docs, I thought he was like in his like 50s. And then, behold, 10 to 15 years later, yeah, he's still working. That like the documentary we saw today was him saying like, yeah, I'm reaching freshly 100 this year, and so he is still working. But yeah, he himself is like saying like, yeah, I'm at my end of my life, which is honestly, it's very sad to hear like such a legend in the film industry and in the nature doc genre to like not only see him still do that when he's about to reach 100, but then also realizing like, guys, this is probably gonna be one of my last projects. After this, it's up to you guys. You have to make something out of this. You have to make something better from the world. I can't be holding your hand anymore. So yeah, it was very sad, but also very uplifting. It was like a live orchestra type show, you know, where the music is like right there, and you have a big screen where you watch it. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Very emotional. It definitely got everybody to talking because like it did what it needs to do. Like you look at nature and you see like everything that happens, and you're like, that's beautiful, that's fascinating. Then you see how, you know, humans. Absolutely. Not even humans, just like, you know, businesses, the wealthy, absolutely decide to like ruin everything, and then he leaves the room with a little bit of hope of saying like, hey, but nature does heal. You just need to let it heal, of course. And yeah, it's a very beautiful, but also like you have to, it's something you have to keep in mind. It's something that we should fight for in our world for sure, especially because the ocean is highly important to our ecosystem, highly important to our life. But we can talk that more on Discord, otherwise I will be here for like hours talking about this. Let's get started with SCP-3110, which is written by BA55, which I thought maybe that was like, you know, a chemical and a chemical, you know, number. So BA is barium, but barium is 56, so I'm not sure if they decided to do 55 just out of like, in my head, like a SpongeBob, like it's like, you know, it's funnier than 23. Wait, you know what's funnier than 24? 25. Who the fuck wants to no. Somebody wants to collaborate and it's like Overwatch. And I'm like, what? No, Overwatch and SCP does not work together. I'm going decline. Interesting that somebody wants to collaborate with me, but that's not going to work here. It's not going to work with my current format. That interesting idea. Definitely, I can see why they want to do that. But okay, one man's trash. Well, hey, speaking of which, speaking of nature dogs and the destruction we bring, one man's trash. Okay. Here we go, guys. It's so annoying. I cannot see my face. Like this fucking window is way too big, and if I do this, it won't work either, right? Yeah, that is so annoying. I'm not sure why. What the cause is. All right, one man's trash. Object class Euclid. Containment procedures. SCP-3110 is to be contained within a large containment cell in size 76. Due to the range of SCP-3110 and its strain... By the way, welcome, Xeno. Sorry about that. On resources, testing is to be limited to 2 times per month, where all on-site personnel are to be subjected to a full-body search. Any use of SCP-3110 outside of approved testing is strictly prohibited and will result in demotion. And here we have SCP-3110 doing recovery. Well. What if there was like a little gremlin, like, right down here? Effective as of 9th, 12th. I need to put this pen away. This has been annoying me quite some time, but yeah, we'll do that afterwards. As a result of Incident 3110-35, all uniforms belonging to Class D personnel are to be confiscated and replaced with uniforms with no pockets. SCP-3110 must also be given 5 items every month in order to deactivate its newly found secondary effect. SCP-3110 is a large garbage disposal unit. The exterior and interior are worn due to the constant civilian use and heavy testing. The exterior of SCP-3110 is covered with a large amount of graffiti, rust, and bird feces. Ah, delicious. You need to put the black behind the chat? Yes. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. Active. Oh. Shit. Ah, God, this is... Oh, my lord. There we go. This voice mod window is very frustrating right now. SCP-3110's anomalous effects manifest once an item of considerable monetary worth is placed within it. Once it's placed inside, it will seemingly disappear from the interior within 5 minutes, and the object of interest is then teleported to a random person within a 2-kilometer radius within a clothing pocket on the person. If no such pocket is found, it will teleport to a random crevice within the radius. Currently, the Foundation has recognized approximately 300 items that SCP-3110 can teleport, given that the object is in a fair state or can be reasonably repaired. Objects include but are not limited to non-expired food and drink, jewelry, any type of currency, computers and mobile devices, weaponry, clothing. After successful teleportation, a note is usually found attached to the object of interest, usually containing a message of encouragement. See Addendum 2 for examples. My family has an SCP... Why do I read those sometimes? SCP-3110 appears to have a quota of at least 5 objects to give per month. If the quota is not met, SCP-3110 will begin... Hey, welcome! Will begin to take objects that are not attached by heavy adhesives or fasteners and will distribute the items as normal. It has been noted in a majority of tests performed on SCP-3110 that test items are given to D-Class personnel. This seems to indicate that SCP-3110 has priority system in place where those with less economic stability, high emotional trauma, and or low social influence are more likely to receive items from SCP-3110. Testing log 473L. Okay, here we go. Procedure: 3 D-Class personnel are to be placed at 3 checkpoints, one at 1 kilometer, one at 2 kilometers, and the last D-Class at 3 kilometers. Each D-Class is to be monitored and escorted by a guard. Areas within the chosen radius are to be cleared of any personnel not involved in testing to prevent unwanted interception of testing items. After the initial test, D-Class are to be placed at more precise points in the vicinity of the... Wait. Mechanic, don't do it. Wait, hold on. Mechanic, wait. Of the initial capture point. Results: radius of effect narrowed to 2 kilometers. Items used: 15-letter wallets, each including a different currency. What do we have here? Yeah. 13, were you here on my Doom? Well, I was about to say let's play stream. Because you're not a first timer, correct? So I believe we talked to you when we were playing Doom Dog Ages. I'll continue reading till I get an answer. Radius of effect narrowed by 2 kilometers. Items used 15 leather wallets, each including a different currency. Procedure: an equal assortment of D-class personnel and researchers are to be placed around the facility. Damn, I say some food. Around the facility, D-class with accompanying guards. Various foodstuff items with various states of quality are to be placed in SCP-3110. Molding or otherwise inedible food items are not accepted by SCP-3110, with the opposite being true. Now that makes sense. Items used: 1 carton of milk, refrigerated, 3 hamburgers, 1 freshly made, a partially eaten, 1 day old, 3 cans of corn, 2 unopened, 1 open. That's what Zeno, that's why I'm saying. That's why I was telling mechanic wait, because I'm pretty sure that's the same person that requested me to do art for them. That's why I was like, mechanic, don't gift everybody a sub. One 5cm block of cheese molding. 70% of items accepted were given to D-class by SCP-3110. Procedure: similar conditions are to be met as a last conduct test with the substitution of clothing for foodstuffs. Items that are in irreparable condition are not to be given out by SCP-3110. Items used: 3 t-shirts, 1 irreparable condition, 1 scarf with small cuts. Distribution of items is observed is similar to the last test. Similar conditions are to be met at the last test with the substitution of high-value items with various wear of clothing. All items despite wear are given out. Items used: 1 24K diamond ring, broken, 2 bars of 24K gold. Jesus, can you imagine ever like going through your trash can and you're like, oh man, I accidentally threw something away that I need. Let me just see if and you just pull out a fucking gold bar and you're like, huh? Nani? Just kidding. 1 large bag containing $10,000. 3 designers handbags, 1 slightly worn. No, this is SCP stuff. It has it's all about. Actually, Xeno, mechanic, you take over. You want to explain 13? I'm pretty sure like you can explain it in simple terms because I will go on about it for hours. Signifies item was not accepted by SCP-3110. Addendum 1, SCP-3110 was recovered by MTF Pi 1 in New York City, New York, on the 4th, 12th, 19. After a court case involving David, deceased, a homeless man being charged with armed robbery of local bank, police found with $30,000 in cash in a large duffel bag. Leading to his arrest, Foundation investigators were able to trace security footage to an alleyway near 23rd Street, where the actual culprits were found throwing the money into SCP-3110. The money appeared next to the living in Madison Square Park at the time. After agreements were created with local government officials, SCP-3110 was recovered and replaced without incident. During initial cleaning, the body of a young adult female was found near the bottom of SCP-3110. The body was eventually identified to be the body of Lana. Oh shit. A 24-year-old female living in New York City who had gone missing only 2 weeks earlier. Was a well-known volunteer in many charities and fundraisers, but was infamous within New York City for her dumpster diving runs in numerous alleyways. Ah, shit. I knew, I had a feeling. I had a feeling that dumpster diving is going to be involved in this. And it's going to not go well. An analysis of the body found that she had died of asphyxiation. Her body was returned to local authorities after she died of asphyxiation. So that that trash can basically kept her in there and then suffocated her. The body was returned to local authorities after standard examination and decontamination of the body were conducted. Addendum 2. The following notes are the only 2 variations of notes found during initial testing. Hey, I get ya. Life doesn't always go your way sometimes, and you feel as if your luck has run out. I've seen it happen for myself, but here's a little something to keep you motivated. Smiley face. Yo, I would recommend giving this to someone who needs it more than you do. Don't hog all the goods for yourself. Smiley face. I guess this trash can is kind of nice. Until you fucking die of asphyxiation, apparently. Incident report 35. On the 8th, 4th, multiple D-class personnel were found with level black contraband items. Includes fire. Yeah, what the fuck? Who gets the D-class firearms? Includes firearms such as pistols and rifles. During the full body check of the suspected D-class, a total of 15 firearms were found. Did they found that all in the trash can? Originally belonged to the guard armory. 5 minutes later, a researcher reported a stolen clipboard and pen, along with his computer mouse. Within the next hour, numerous objects within Site 76 were reported missing, including both couches from Break Room A, the fridge from Break Room B along with the foodstuff within it, 1 MTF rover, 23 cases of bleach from the left wing laundry room. 23 cases of bleach? How in the hell? 3 computers, 7 CCTV cameras, 2 transport cards, and SCP-140. Containment procedures and descriptions were changed accordingly. Location of SCP-140 containment cell and the guard armory were moved outside of SCP-3110's radius of effect. All items affected were returned to their original point of origin. Research is ongoing whether or not SCP-3110 possesses choices or knowledge of what it teleports during this phase. Addendum 3. Approximately 1.4 is the book that creates the daylight. Oh yeah. God, man, 1.4 that was 2021. That was so long ago. I kind of regret I didn't record my reading of the SCPs from like the early 400s, 460s. I mean, of course I didn't because I read 001 in numerical order as well. But then and then I just decided to like occasionally read one of them. I never thought about actually like, you know, make this this reality until I started recording them. And even then I recorded them, I didn't like stream them. So yeah. And even then, like back then, the way I did it was so much different. Thank you. Dr. Harding, the current project head of SCP-3110, received a pen as a result of testing of SCP-3110. However, the note received was different than other notes received in the past. Warden, or at least what I think you are, what you and your buddies decided to do a few weeks ago is unjustified. If you want to keep a few things every now and then, be my guest. Or at least give a good chunk of the goods to your prisoners every now and then for Christ's sake. However, I have my suspicions that you won't take this note seriously. You won't consider it one bit. But with time, thoughts and decisions can change. I won't hold my breath and say you won't change. I have my doubts, of course, but I'll keep my optimism. The future is in front of us, Warden. Don't be a chain holding this ship back. Be the wind pushing it. Very polite. Any further deviations from the found notes as well as possible theories as how to SCP-3110 was able to discern Site-76 as a prison are to be submitted to the current project head of SCP-3110 for review. Alright. So now I can talk to 13 about this. No, this is not me doing research for world building. SCP is a whole website where it's a fictional world that is basically about a foundation trying to capture supernatural, paranormal, sci-fi, fantastical creatures, objects, human beings, concepts, so on and so forth. Secure, contain, protect. That's what SCP stands for. And there's thousands of them on this website. I have been reading them in numerical order for 5 years now. And as you can see in the title, I'm reading 3,110s till 3,119 because I read 10 on Saturday and then Sunday. That's what it is. All right. Well, I'm just gonna. The thumbnail is pretty simple. It's just a trash can, well, not trash can, canister, I guess, with all sorts of goodies. That's pretty simple to do. Pretty simple to do. Almost like a video game, like chest. You open it up, just all the good stuff coming out. All the good stuff. And yeah, mechanic befriends them. Yes. Okay. I'm not sure if, again... Well, I think SCP accidentally fell asleep. Alright, let's get to the next one, shall we?